Hey, this is Chad. I'm going to be critique. This is a critique for graphic design and layout for both 2A and 2B. We're going to be covering assignment 1A, which is Illustrator Basics, first assignment of the semester. So I'm going to start by mentioning how important critiques are. If you get your own assignment critiqued, that's really fantastic. However, and you get to learn what you've done right and what you've done wrong in a good critique. If you do it as a class, it's even more valuable because you get to learn what is going right and wrong for 30 to 35 students. And so you're learning from all these mistakes and all these successes. And I mean, each one in here, I mean, the more and more creative we get, there are more successes and more mistakes. Right now, we're just tracing. So we're not going to see, there's going to be some growth from you just as far as technical issues. But anyway, but I think as you get more and more creative, in our assignments, we'll learn a lot more in these. So I'm going to encourage you to watch this entire critique. I mean, you could watch it a little bit faster speed. Sometimes I talk slow, and that's totally fine. I'm going to get I think it's important that I get my setup correct. So I'm pulling out my layers palette, and I'm going to dock it over on the left. And there's a good reason for that. For me, let's see, I'm going to reduce the size of this. One is just to show you can do it. So you can dock them over here on the right. You saw how I did it. I pulled it in until this thing became blue right here. So anyway, since you're using layers, I need to take a look at those. This looks really good right here. What I like doing is doing a Control A to see where the anchors are, and that tells me that you're on the curves, especially that this person is using handles correctly. And it also shows me that each of these are on their own layer. One thing that I'm seeing already is that this cloud should have, let's just remove that. So see the transparency? I talked about this in the demo video, but this didn't have a transparency on it. So that's a little bit of a dock, and also this here is not cleaned up on the side. But great job using layers, really nice job using these curves. So there's a slight dock. So here's the thing, you can resubmit this for regrading, and I'll give you the highest grade. I'm not going to average them or anything like that. So nice job on this one. Let's see. So what I'm going to suggest, okay, let's roll to, I'm just going to close that and we'll go to the next one. Yeah, I'll save that and close it. We'll go to our next one. Let me make sure I'm going to. Okay. So this is off. That's not necessarily, okay, so here we're using a little too many anchors. So that makes me want to go investigate. I'm using my direct selection tool. And yeah, these are a little bit, little all over the place. If you'll remember, let's see how this one turned out. Better. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think this person is basically learning how to handle anchors and curves, and yeah, it seems like we're putting extra anchors in here where they may not be. Well, actually, no, those are pretty good. Those are all right. Let's see there. Yeah, we have a transparent. Good. Nice job. Okay, excellent. Okay, so this one for some reason was submitted. However, I'm not seeing anything really done on these. So I'm going to give this person an opportunity to redo, but this is, for now, this is getting a really poor grade because of what I'm seeing. I don't know what type of work they did previously, but it sure didn't come over okay. All right, do a Control A. Yeah, looks like someone's handling their anchors really well. I can already see the layers are working well on this. I do see some transparency. I think that sun should probably be back here somewhere, because there is some transparency going on, but yeah, anyway, yeah, so we can change the opacity right up here, just FYI. I can drop that back a bit. I know going back means it's changing, it's even harder to see, but we'll have to, we'll get more used to how to use it. But yeah, this was a nice job. Okay. And okay, we'll do this one as well. Okay, very good. Very good. Fantastic. And here, my issue with this is I don't think it's done. So it's colored, but it's outlined, but it isn't colored correctly. This should be filled in with that dark red. And if we were to hide that, this is where we are. So not really finished. You're very welcome to complete this and resubmit. All right. Okay. So so someone's locking up layers, which is, that's good to see. Yep, look how well this is being used here. Handles are perpendicular, which means that's working correctly, doing it right. It's being really efficient is what it is. Okay. Great. Okay. Let's see if we have some of that transparency going on. Not really. Oh yeah, okay. There's some transparency happening with that cloud. It's just it's just not working terribly well. Okay, and that's kind of what happens when you trace it when it's small. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, nice job on this. Okay. Yeah, nice use. So let me just review what I'm looking at. The anchor points are at the very left, very top, very right, very bottom. And although these are not right on, the anchor points are placed correctly and generally things are going okay. I'm going to encourage you, when doing assignments like this, that you really strive to get as close as you can to this is called craftsmanship, and there is craftsmanship with digital files as well as, like, when I think of craftsmanship, I think of like a really well-made chair or that type of thing. But there's definitely craftsmanship involved in digital files as well. So that's what we're striving for, is really good craftsmanship in our digital files. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so we'll take a look here. So one thing I think is important is that, you know, you're following directions. There's a green outline. And I mean, this one is not on as it should be. And remember, you can use this selection tool to move your anchor points around, even if you missed it the first time. Okay. And this selection tool is called the direct selection tool. It's the white arrow tool, and that will let you select part of an object. Let's talk about what's going on over here. And again, if you need some help, oh, good and nice, you figured it out over here. So how to correct this would be to make sure your anchor points are at the very top and very right. So if this one is in the wrong spot, we're going to move it. Okay, and then we'll go in, and I'm clicking on this edge, and I'm beginning to grab my handles and create the correct curves. So even though, you know, we may have not gotten the first part exactly on, it's the first time, it's easy to correct. So this one, you'll notice it's like it's a twist. So we need to bring this up so it's right on the very left edge. And now we can make those corrections to the curves. Right. And this, yeah, so this might take a little doing, but just remember, as we're doing the curves, it does go to the very left and the very right and the very top, etc. Right? And I haven't really totally placed these in the correct spot, but that's the idea. That's the idea. Okay. So it's easy to correct. So I would encourage this person to finish this up and correct it. And additionally, in here, my worry is that maybe it was done with the pen tool, and may have been too laborious with the pen tool. So this is a pencil tool over here, and you get a lot freer form with it. Okay, so that's where I would suggest going with this one. Okay. So one thing right off, I don't see this traced in another color. So that's a little concerning. We should see an outline of another color, kind of like this. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, anchor points look really good, and this bottom Mandalorian poster, yeah, looks really nice with your not only your gradients but your opacities look great. So well done on this. Okay, excellent. All right, so looking through here. Okay, so now this person has done something a little different. So you can see that, let's take a look. So what I am seeing is some rectangles. Unlock this. And I'm seeing some rectangles that I believe are in white and going over the top of the edges. Now the tops of these makes me okay, so there's a couple ways of doing this, but this is a creative way, and there's so many ways to accomplish goals in Illustrator. It's like Photoshop, they're both super powerful tools, and for us to make a clean edge on here, I mean, I showed you how to use the shape builder tool, but there's also a way just to cover it up with a rectangle, right? Okay, so nice, nice idea. I like that. This looks really good. Again, I'm looking for this in a different color, and maybe it is. It just doesn't should be a stroke of a different color. I'm going to lock up this template. Okay. And this is like a dark blue. I was hoping to get something that stood out a bit so I could really see how the tracings went. And yeah, it looks really good. Okay. And then here's our, so what I am missing are those holes that, like in his arm. So if you're having issues with that, you can review the video, but as just a brief review, you're going to use like another hole like this, select both layers, so this is selected and that is selected, use the shape builder and hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC and knock that out in the middle. That's how that is built one more time, right? You cleaned up the edges really nice, so I think you used the shape builder for that. Possibly. Let's see. Okay. Well, anyway, nice job. Okay. Okay. I don't know. This is the second one I've seen this way. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but I think it's a submission issue. And if you need to contact me, oh no, this is the same individual. Again, you can get a hold of me. Okay, so here you can see all the sublayers that are being made. I'm going to close that up and just kind of take a look at. That looks really good. Nice. And yeah, you've just covered it up with some white rectangles, which is fine. Let me mention this though. For me, oh, and I wanted to look at the opacity here. Yeah, it's going on. Okay. For me, what I really pride myself in, especially when I work with other people, is having very clean files. And if I can get rid of all of this extra stuff, it's less confusing for someone else looking at it, whether it be a printer or a web designer or another designer that I hand my project off to. So that's why I showed you the way I did previously. This looks good, but when we actually, I'm going into wireframes with Command or Control Y, you can see it still looks messy. So that's why I'm showing you the other way. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here we'll go to the next. And this looks good. I'm concerned that this sun is a little big and if there's any opacity going on here at all. There's not. These clouds look like there's some opacity. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we're not done yet. So it may look like we're done, but we're not. If I move that out of the way, that's where we're at. So follow those instructions I gave you, and let me know if we need to meet via Zoom or anything to give you some more detailed instructions. Okay, great. This looks like the same. Let's take a look here. Okay, I think that strange one was a second submission. Remember the one that we saw with the lines in it? Okay. Okay, so this one all this one really needs is to get cleaned up on the edge. Okay, everything else looks pretty darn good. Okay, so here's one where I'm hoping, I was expecting this, but didn't really see it yet. So let me tell you, as we zoom in here and we look at some of the handles are all flat. So how this was probably done is click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. And you can get through a curve like this, but it's all, when it gets printed or otherwise, it gets really rough. Mine looks much rougher than this one. This person did a really good job doing it, but even the better way to do it is to use less anchor points. Okay, so these anchor points, there's too many, and I'm going to suggest that you try to use as few anchor points as possible. So now pencil's a whole nother story. This looks good. The S does have too many anchor points again. Although this is pretty much corrected. These are my concerns on page 2. So generally good. I think you've learned. You're welcome to redo page 2 for a better grade. Okay. I'm doing Command O to see a whole page, and then I'm doing Control A to look at the artwork and the vectors. And I think this looks good. You decided to trace this out. Hide this to see. Okay. So this is not done yet. It still needs to be colored, and we need to remove the black from it. So we're not done here. So I'm going to encourage you to finish that up. And it looks like the same thing here. This looks pretty good. Oh, I see. We rearranged pages. Okay. Those look good. This is a work in progress, right? Okay, no problem. But it seems like we're going in the right direction. We'll see how that ends up. Let's see. I'm going to unlock these layers. Take a look up here first. That looks great. And down here looks very good. Yeah, we see some opacity being used and those negative shapes being knocked out. So nice job. That looks really good. Nice use of, so this is a little much, but I mean, not bad at all. And am I seeing opacity? I think I am. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Let me unlock these. Okay, all right. So then the trick is, are we actually on, right? Is our tracing on the mark? And I'm going to move it up to something more, a little bit lighter so I can see. A little off in places. A little off in places. And then if we go down here, we have opacity. We're missing a knockout under his arm right here. But generally very good. Okay. Looks great, good opacity. Got the knockout into the arm. And I mean, just like the sky holes, right? Those shapes is what I'm really looking for. And you decided to trace out the word. So that looks nice. Good job. Yeah. Very good. Let's see. Nicely done on the handles. And great. Yeah, this one looks really good as well. Nicely done. Unlock things and take a look. Okay, yeah, good. I think this just clean up here is probably all we really need, but well done. Okay, I guess we're not done quite yet with this. So the tracing is a little off, and again, I kind of showed how to get this on. It looks like our template was colored, so it makes it difficult to see where, you know, where things actually should be. I'm going to color this back to black. Maybe this is the same. Somehow it got connected. Oh, I see. It's connected over here. So now this is one shape. It's essentially this type of thing. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. But with a pen tool. Okay. So it is one shape. I would encourage you to maybe, it's easy to copy and paste this onto a new file that you could do that. And this still needs done right here. So yeah, you have some work to do on that. Let's see, this is looking hard to see. Change the highlight color here. Actually, I'm just going to go red. Okay, good, good, good. Nice. And we have all our colors here, and there's some opacity. All right, that looks really nice. Okay. Why is Is this not selecting? Did we draw it on the template? Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay. So to separate this back out from the template, I've grabbed the green shape, and then I'm going to choose Select, Same, Fill and Stroke. And so now I've basically grabbed the green. I'm going to add to it those two items, and I'm going to drag this up to my artwork layer. Then I'll lock my template, and then now I'm back in business. So I can see the anchors. Yep, good opacity. Just needs to be cleaned up here on the side. Okay. That's all right. Looks good. I mean, the cleanup is pretty easy. And this looks really nice. A little too many, but I'll tell you, sometimes I have to do it. But I don't do too many. I try to keep it down to a very minimum on, this looks good, yeah. Well done. Okay, and we'll do Control A, and I don't see the other. Aha, okay, that's important. Please make sure all the layers are shown that you want me to see. Okay, and let's just do this. Yeah, I don't think this one is done quite yet. There's no clouds. The sky holes in the figure are not there. So yeah, this one still needs to be completed. But you're not too far away at all. Okay, well that concludes it. Hey, good job everyone, and great start. Come back and see the next critique.